I had a mortgage coach look me dead in the eye on a coaching call and tell me, "You can't make money as a mortgage broker." That was the coach I hired, someone I was paying, somebody I respected. And for a while, he was right. I didn't have my mortgage brokerage set up to make the profits and money like I could have if I knew the things that I do now. But I want to tell you here in this video what happened when I decided to stop accepting that answer. Because by the end of this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 4-part framework that didn't just prove him wrong, it became the foundation of what we now built with every broker owner inside Collab, my mortgage broker network and franchise. And if you're a loan officer who's been wondering whether ownership is actually worth it financially, you're going to want to stay with me until the end because I guarantee you it's worth at least looking at. Data has proved that broker owners who control pricing and their overhead earn significantly more per loan than managed retail loan officers with who have constraints put on them. So let me give you a little bit of context because I think that it matters when we're talking numbers and money. So when I first built my first mortgage brokerage as an independent broker, it wasn't immediately profitable. That part of what my coach said was true. For a number of years, I made so many mistakes that most new broker owners make because we don't have guidance and there really are not many coaches out there who understand the business owner broker model. I was doing too much myself. I didn't have a pricing strategy. I was signing up for tools that I didn't need or was testing, wasn't sure if it was going to work. I didn't have a framework for scaling, and I was hiring people left and right that was eating up my profits. So I set out to build one, and not just for myself, but because I knew that every loan officer sitting at a retail desk, because I tried that too, anyone who's managing a branch, doing honest, good work as a loan officer, collecting margins that you really don't have control over, there was a better answer. And now, inside of Collab, the franchise mortgage broker network I run with other broker owners, we built a framework that compresses that learning curve significantly. Many of our broker owners have started out, and in their first year, they're doubling their income with what they were making over in retail models. They had a roadmap, they had an account executive, they had guidance. They didn't have to go through and make the same mistakes, hire too many people, test tools that didn't work. So here's the first thing that holds broker owners back from real profitability when getting started. And it's not the market, it's not competition, it's not rates. Most of the times it's yourself. So as a broker owner, you spend the majority of your day doing things that a lot of times don't directly produce revenue. You know how to do loans, you could do it with your eyes closed, right? But opening mail, putting your checks into your bank accounts, setting up phone systems, payroll, that doesn't bring you in any other dollars. Now, this doesn't mean you need to go out and hire staff of 5 people on day one. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you need to get intentional about what you outsource, what you hand to a virtual assistant, and what eventually becomes a hire to do. Outsourcing first, it protects your cash flow. VAs give you leverage before you're ready to take on a full payroll employee. And eventually, as volume grows, the right hire absolutely makes sense. But you have to know the order and you have to know the plan because no matter who you hire, you've got to teach them. So you have to know it first. I finally got this right in my own company, which it took me honestly 7 or 8 years. My production didn't just creep up, it like quadrupled. I went from closing 150 loans a year to 300 loans a year in 2 years. Now, once you've got the right team supporting you, the next thing that can destroy profitability is actually something that most broker owners think they've figured out, and that's pricing. And I promise you, most people haven't figured out pricing and they think of it all wrong. You have to go into owning having a pricing strategy and a goal. Here's the mistake that I see a lot of broker owners making because all of a sudden, when you are collecting all the checks, you're making a lot of money that's coming in. And you may get a big loan and say, oh, well, instead of making 2.5%, I'm going to make 1.75 because I'm still making just as much as on a smaller deal. But that really isn't the right way to look at it. If you do that on a loan, one loan here and one loan there, you're building a business where your income is inconsistent, your profitability is unpredictable, you're not being consistent, and you're justifying exceptions. The fix to this is before you open the doors, ideally, if you're already operating, take a step back, sit down and build out a pro forma because you're going to use averages. You figure out what your overhead actually costs, you set your pricing for your services based on that, and then you hold that margin and make sure that that's where everything's landing. You have to know things like your break even number. Everything else is it's all about infrastructure and sticking to a routine. And here's the piece that actually makes the pricing stick. You have to get better at presenting your value. You have to get better at presenting options to customers. I'll tell you a quick little story. When I partnered with my current business partner, we both were closing similar amounts. I was closing about 5 million more than him a year, but when we started doing the numbers, he was bringing in more revenue than me, and it didn't make sense until I realized that he was locking his loans at 2.75, whereas the place I worked at before, I was locking conventionals at 1.25, governments at 2%, and really I should have been up where he was, and we fixed that immediately, and our revenue literally swung by $250,000. But here was another thing that happened. Even when I had the right team, when I had a pricing strategy in place, I still watched some of my profitability quickly get drained by something else that I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is. But real quick, if this is hitting close to home and you're starting to see the gaps between where you are and where you want to be, make sure you hit subscribe. I put out content like this every week for loan officers and mortgage brokers specifically who want to build something real, something that has value that you can pass on, that you can sell. So subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. So number 3 is controlling waste. So when your mortgage business starts producing real money, and we can make some real money in this industry, something interesting happens. You stop watching every dollar as closely as you did when you first got started and you were scared and nervous. It's natural, but it's also where companies quietly start hemorrhaging cash. And so here's a few real examples that happened to us in our business from our own brokerages. We were paying for services that we weren't using. We had multiple employees signing up for the same types of accounts and didn't know it because we didn't put controls on our credit cards. And at some point, I sat down and actually pulled out the list of subscriptions, half of which we weren't using, and had multiple accounts, and it was ridiculous. And we had to come up with a habit where every single month, when we looked at our financials, we pulled a category and we went through and we audited what we were actually paying for. And I realized we were maybe using 20%, maybe 30, 40% of what we were paying for. And it wasn't getting flagged because everyone assumed that somebody else had already signed up for this account or that account, and you start multiplying those things. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years. And in tools that your team signs up for that just auto renews, contracts that lock you in. We had phones that got locked into a 10-year contract. You can be running a business that literally is throwing $200,000 out the door. The fix, it's not complicated. You pick one line item on your profit and loss, like I mentioned, every month or every quarter, and you audit it. You ask, are we using this? Are we, who's got that account? You have somebody who controls the list. Anything that's signed up for has to go through a very specific person who gets assigned the expense monitoring, chief. And that is what starts helping make sure that you're not wasting money in your business. Now, number 4, and this one is one that I get excited about because the opportunity right now for small mortgage companies is genuinely unlike anything I've seen in 20 years in this industry. So in 2026, a team of 3 or 4 people with the right automations, the right AI tools, and the right systems can produce what used to require a team of 8 to 10. And they can do it with better client experience, fewer errors, lower overhead. And that's exactly what we did at Collab. We help mortgage broker owners build these types of systems from day one, not because it's trendy or what you're supposed to do, but because it's genuinely the competitive advantage for an independent mortgage broker in this market. The key is having a plan, not just a production goal, but a full financial plan on how you're going to do things. We took our team of 3 to 4 people who were running our mortgage company, our one mortgage company, moved them over to another company, and then they now are helping manage 25 different brokerages, the same 3 to 4 people. So the cost to each of those brokers is much lower than what we were paying them when they were full-time on our one company's payroll. Now, I know there's still, I'm sure, a lot of things that are still sitting in the back of your mind about all of this information, and I want to address them directly because they're legitimate, and I'm sure you've heard lots of different things. I know a lot of people, when you talk about running a mortgage company, well, I don't know how to manage a team. You don't have to, not yet. You start out outsourcing tasks, not managing people. You hand off specific things to contractors, a team like Collab or DAs, and you build your management muscle over time as the revenue supports it. You're not going from loan officer to staffing manager. You're going from loan officer to solo broker owner to then hiring an LOA to then bringing loan officers in. There's also, what if I set my pricing and I lose deals because I try to hold a higher margin from above? And that is stressful. I have heard people say, I'll go down to a half a point just to get a deal. The right clients will pay what you're worth. And when you hold your pricing, you attract more of those people and you get paid more per deal. Now, other people say, I can't track all of this. I'm already overwhelmed. And that's exactly the problem that we solve for loan officers and broker owners. They don't need to build all of this alone. And I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think I'd open another business recreating a wheel. You can make the most money by plugging into a wheel that works really, really well. So it's just finding which system lets you own the company, but have a wheel to plug into. Then there's always that thing in the back of our minds, like, what if I fail? What if I can't do this? What if I don't make them enough money? And that is the fear underneath all of it, isn't it? What if I leave this branch or this company and give up safety? But here's the thing, and what I realized and I know now after being in the industry is that I've seen so many loan officers do the hard work while they work for someone else, build a book of business. How many restaurant owners open having a list of clients, a list of people coming in to eat from their restaurant right off the bat? No, they have to build that over time. Whereas as loan officers, if you're in a model where you've built a book of business, you already have the revenue. You just need the model to plug it into. So here's where I'll leave you. The frameworks that I talked about, that I walked you through today, team, pricing, waste control, automation, that is the foundation of what we built at Collab, because I was so frustrated over years of figuring stuff out. And it's the difference between a broker owner who is surviving and one who is genuinely building wealth and focusing on their business that they can hand to a team member, to their family. They can sell their business. My mortgage coach told me I couldn't do this. For a while, he was right? Because I didn't have any of what I just showed you. Then I built it. Then I documented it, and now I help other broker owners implement it faster than I did. It almost makes me jealous sometimes. So if you've been sitting on the idea of going independent, or if you're already a broker owner who knows that something's not working, but you don't know really quite how to fix it, I want to invite you to book a strategy call with myself or someone on my team so you can get that stuff fixed. It's not a sales call. It's a clarity conversation. And we're going to look at where you are, where you want to go, and whether Collab is actually the right fit for your situation. Because we're not right for everyone. If it's not, I'll tell you that too. We'll point you in the right direction. This is for serious loan officers and broker owners who want to have a profitable business that gives them the life that they've always wanted and why they opened their business in the first place. So there's a link in the description. I'd love to meet you. The path exists. Other people are already walking it. The only question is whether it's right for you and for you to actually take a seat at the table. Usually it's a conversation no one's ever had with you before. So I will see you in next week's video, or I'll see you in the discovery hall.